A body was found inside a trunk over the weekend. Police are releasing more information on this investigation.
And later, we'll take you inside some geographical staples for this region, caves.
And this morning's morning low dropped to 26 here in Bowling Green and 28 also in Owensboro. I'll detail to you how cold it's going to be tonight and the rest of your forecast coming up in your Storm Center 12 forecast.
The election is over, but many states are still speaking out against the president.
This is News Channel 12.
This is News Channel 12 live at 6, where commitment makes the difference.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Jessica Nichols.
And I'm Jackie Powell. Thanks for joining us. Bowling Green police are releasing new information on a body that was found over the weekend. Police were called to a missing vehicle on Bryant Way.
It was a car belonging to Joey Smith, who had been reported missing since last week. Evidence found around the car led police to obtaining a search warrant. Police then found Smith inside.
When they opened the trunk, when they were serving the search warrant, part of the scope of that search warrant included the trunk of the vehicle. We opened the trunk and Mr. Smith was inside the trunk.
Police say Joey Smith died as a result of a gunshot wound. They're investigating his death as a homicide. Kentucky State Police are asking for the public's help in finding an Edmonson County man who's been missing for a year and a half. Michael Vincent was last seen May 5, 2011, standing in front of his home while it was on fire. Police are asking for any clues on his whereabouts. If you have any information, please call the Kentucky State Police. 2 people have died in South Central Kentucky from the fungal meningitis outbreak. The Barren River District Health Department has teamed up with the Kentucky Department of Public Health to contact those who might have been exposed to the disease. So far, 9 cases of fungal meningitis have been reported in the area from injections received in Tennessee and Indiana.
A University of Kentucky geologist says the 4.3 earthquake that rattled eastern Kentucky over the weekend was too deep to be induced by coal mining. The epicenter was about 10 miles west of Whitesburg in the heart of Kentucky's coal country. The head of UK's Geologic Hazard Section says the quake was 12 miles below the surface. Officials evacuated roughly 31 homes in Jefferson County today. All the homes were within a half mile of the train derailment, which happened 2 weeks ago. The evacuation is allowing workers to remove hazardous chemicals from tanker cars. Dixie Highway closed at 6 this morning, and Ohio River traffic is stopped while chemicals are being removed. The evacuations could be in effect for up to 4 days. A petition was posted for Kentucky's secession from the United States just days after President Obama was reelected. The Obama administration's We the People program says if a petition receives at least 25,000 signatures within 30 days, the White House will respond to it. Other states petitioning to secede include Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Missouri, and New Jersey. Currently, Kentucky's petition has over 13,000 signatures, and Texas is leading the way with more than 64,000.
The WKU Counseling and Testing Center is helping people on campus get enough to eat. The center opened a food bank 4 weeks ago. It offers students or faculty enough food for 3 meals a day for 5 days. Pantry Director Sarah Arnold says around 50 faculty and staff have visited the pantry. That's enough to cause it to run out of food. The pantry has received food from campus organizations and has bought food using donated funds. The pantry is open Monday and Tuesday from 4 to 6. Patrons can visit up to 6 times per year.
There are more than 300 clubs on WKU's campus, and one of these clubs is involved in one of the most unique words in the English language, spelunking. Alex Heath has more.
The members of the Green River Grotto Club don't play a sport or organize events like concerts. This club explores geographical features that are a staple to this region, caves. Club Vice President Nick Lawn says the club has many purposes.
To map and explore caves, or to, in this case, conservation of caves, cleanups, things like that, or education, things of that nature. So that is primarily what we do.
Members of the club are currently working on a groundwater project in Crump's Cave, measuring pH level. They are also testing for any pollutants that may be in the water. Any pollutants that come down from the surface can enter the groundwater supply and then into drinking water. Cave landscapes are known as karst and are characterized by limestone and dolomite rock that can be dissolved by water. The world's longest cave system rests roughly 30 miles northeast of Bowling Green. Mammoth Cave is one of 130 caves that run more than a mile in Kentucky, 7 of which are in Morton County. Geoscience professor Dr. Jason Polk says caves are vital to the local environment.
We also rely on that because that's a potential source for our drinking water, and also critters and biota and other things that live in there that are very fragile and unique to karst environments.
Many of these unique animals are threatened or endangered due to damage to their environment. Groups like the Green River Grotto Club are constantly doing work to preserve a unique environment and those that inhabit it. Dr. Polk also said that the Green River Grotto Club is working in connection with the Kentucky and Tennessee State Cave Surveys. They have been given information on more than 14,000 caves in the 2 states. Their next goal, to map some of these caves. Reporting from Smiths Grove for News Channel 12, I'm Alex Heath.
The Green River Grotto welcomes new members. If you want to get involved, you can contact Dr. Polk in WKU's Geology Department. And speaking of caves, workers at Mammoth Cave National Park are cleaning up and documenting historic retaining walls in the Green Ferry area of the park this month. The rock walls will be removed before reconstruction starts. They were built in the late 1930s by the Civilian Conservation Corps. These 4 walls hold the Barham River bank in place.
Marcus Bagwell now joins us with the first look at our forecast. Marcus, it was quite cold this morning. How low will the temperatures drop tonight?
Well, Jessica, it was a cold morning here in South Central Kentucky. 26 degrees was our actual low this morning. But let's take a look at the temperature graph. At 6 a.m. it was 28 degrees, and then by 10 o'clock it was about 45 degrees. So we warmed up quite nicely this afternoon. 50 was at 2 o'clock, and our high temperature today officially was 51 here in Bowling Green. Current temperatures now across the area, you're coming in at 44 right now in Bowling Green, and you can already see the blue shaded colors there. 39 in Paducah already, 36 in Mount Vernon. That's a sign of colder air that's going to be coming into our area tonight, dropping our temperatures down into the mid to upper 20s, and in some locations even in the lower 20s. So it's going to be a cold evening tonight. If you're heading out to Ditto Arena for the first basketball game, it's going to be 38 degrees at 8 o'clock. 10 o'clock it'll be 34 degrees, and then by midnight already dropping down to 30 degrees. But we do have a slight warm up on the way in the next couple of days, and I will detail that coming up in your 5-day forecast. Back to you.
Thanks, Marcus. Coming up, cleanup begins in the hard-hit East Coast.
And the growing investigation is revealing more people in the Petraeus case.
This financial advisor is being accused of committing one of the largest investment frauds in the history of the United States.
I guess we're not going to Aspen. That's fine. You see, I like tennis balls. He likes insider trading. So he's going to jail and I'm going to a shelter. And no, they're not the same thing. Shelters are for good pets that want to be adopted. Jails are for criminals. I've done nothing. Uh-oh. Okay, I stole a cheeseburger once on my dog.
Welcome to Fogel's.
Beautiful, isn't it?
You expect options everywhere else. Why not with your medical treatment? Talk with your doctor to explore all your options and find what's right for you. Visit ahrq.gov.
When you earn your GED diploma, the barriers in your life fall. Take the first step and get free GED information in your area at 1-877-38-YOUR-GED or yourged.org. Earn your GED diploma and begin your brighter future.
The damage caused by Superstorm Sandy over 2 weeks ago is just now getting cleaned up for some Connecticut residents. Matt McFarland has the story.
All these cables are underwater. I mean, they go in the crawl space, they're all underwater. That has to be all ripped out.
Jim Lalutis says it will likely be 6 to 8 months before he's back in his Fairfield Beach Road home.
You know, I had the refrigerator floating, the washer and dryer were all filled with water. You know, the ductwork was all flooded out and stuff. So, it was, it's kind of bad, but we'll deal with it.
Down the street, huge piles of storm debris and flood-drenched furniture are stacked on the sidewalks. There's everything from tires, toilets, and TVs to mattresses. Police continue to man the checkpoint, keeping everyone out except homeowners and contractors. As Jim looks over the house he shares with his aunt and uncle, he knows changes will have to be made.
the damage is more than $85,000, they're going to make you lift your house up. So that's another issue we're going to have to deal with. You know, it depends on what our elevation is here and how high you have to lift the house up.
It's been 2 weeks and the massive cleanup project still ongoing. You can see this huge truck, the crane, the claw, it's picking up large amounts of debris here right along the road in Fairfield. And while this cleanup process continues and a lot of folks are making repairs and rebuilding, some, well, they're actually moving.
Having the storm come through just sort of accelerated that timeline.
Movers spent the morning loading up the truck outside of Arthur Yann's Fairfield home. He tells us Sandy sent 6 feet of water flooding into his lower level family room and 1 foot on the main floor. He and his wife will rebuild on this exact spot. They hope to break ground next month and be back in a much higher and drier house by Labor Day.
In order to build, you have to elevate the first floor of living space somewhere between 7 to 12 feet above grade. So we'll be doing that.
Still, with all the damage and devastation, those along the water, like Jim, remain determined.
They're just going to start working and get back, you know, get it back in shape.
The Federal Emergency Management Agency has set up a mobile disaster recovery in Fairfield through Wednesday. More than $2 million in disaster relief funds have been approved for Connecticut residents, but storm victims need to register with FEMA before they can receive help.
A deadly explosion inside an Indianapolis home has investigators working nonstop to figure out the cause. The blast from the explosion killed 2 residents, leveled 2 homes, and heavily damaged dozens more. Representatives say 29 homes are uninhabitable and many are on the verge of collapsing. The residents of the house were out of town at the time. Investigators are trying to figure out if anyone was using it while the family was gone. A pickup truck and ambulance transporting 5 people collided head-on in Tennessee this morning. The driver and passenger of the truck were both killed. 5 people were in the ambulance, including a nurse, 2 paramedics, a special needs patient, and mother. The ambulance didn't have its lights on nor sirens. The 5 passengers of the ambulance were all treated for non-life-threatening injuries. Police discovered a pair of tattered pants leading them to a break-in in the case of a Massachusetts child who's been missing since April. 2-year-old Kaylee Harrison disappeared from Good Harbor Beach in April. The tattered pants found by police are very similar to the pants that Harrison was wearing when she disappeared. Police say the clothing was found just a mile south of the last place Harrison was seen.
Well, obviously, they'd love to be able to put this child to rest, and I think this is the first break in the case that gives them any indication that they may be able to do that.
Police searched for Kaylee for a week last spring. They have determined that Kaylee was pulled out to sea. No evidence was found at the time.
Japan's economy is taking a turn for the worse. GDP figures show a negative 3.5% rate. This marks the biggest GDP drop since Japan was hit by an earthquake and tsunami in 2011. Economists say Japan may fall into a 3rd recession. And while Japan is falling close to a recession, some encouraging news and data comes from China. Growth of the world's 2nd largest economy may be rebounding. Exports rose more than 11.5% last month. This pushes China's trade surplus up to $32 billion.
A scandal involving CIA Director David Petraeus is now including a 2nd high-ranking military official. The U.S. commander in Afghanistan, General John Allen, is said to have sent emails to a woman linked in the affair with the former CIA Director Petraeus. Ed Payne has more on this investigation.
General John Allen, the top U.S. commander in Afghanistan, is now under investigation for potentially inappropriate emails with a woman linked to the David Petraeus affair, Jill Kelly. Kelly is said to have sparked the FBI investigation into the relationship between Petraeus and his biographer, Paula Broadwell. FBI agents carried out boxes from Broadwell's Charlotte, North Carolina home Monday night. Agents wouldn't say what they found. The FBI is under scrutiny as well. Senate Intelligence Committee Chairwoman Dianne Feinstein wants to know why the FBI did not tell congressional oversight committees ahead of time about the Petraeus affair. Feinstein's committee plans to meet privately today to determine how it will proceed on the FBI matter. Broadwell was a biographer for the decorated 4-star Army general. The man who co-authored the book on Petraeus with Broadwell says both parties have regrets, but will move on.
I'm sure both of them look back on what has now transpired and realized they've both made the biggest mistakes of their lives. And I assume both of them regret it tremendously, but I would bet both of them, you know, sort of come roaring back.
There is speculation Broadwell could have received classified information during her affair with Petraeus, but those close to the former CIA director believe that is not true.
I don't believe, based on my discussions with him and knowing him, that there was any crossover between his personal life that he was having with Paula and his duties that he was carrying out as the director of CIA.
I'm Ed Payne reporting.
Petraeus resigned from the head of the CIA on Friday. The affair came to light during an FBI investigation of jealous emails sent by Broadwell to Jill Kelly, who says she's a family friend of the Petraeus family.
We've had cooler temperatures the past 2 days, but is there a warm-up coming? Marcus Bagwell has your Storm Center 12 forecast next.
And later in sports, the Hilltoppers look to right the ship in football, while the volleyball team said goodbye to some seniors.
My name is Fernanda. I'm the wife of a teacher. Budget cuts affected my husband's salary, so I'm picking up some part-time work. We're doing everything we can to make sure our kids eat today. Tomorrow, I just don't know. Fernanda, how'd I do? Well, I usually fold the underwear first. I meant the acting, but good to know.
Play a role in ending hunger. Visit feedingamerica.org/hunger and find your local food bank.
My mama always said, life is like a box of chocolate. You never know what you're gonna get.
Lions, tigers, bears. Oh my!
Hakuna bina kantanda.
See where the good goes at goodgoes.org.
When life's this hard, it's no wonder 7,000 students drop out every school day. Visit boostup.org and help kids in your community stay in school.
I'm lucky. Let me help you with that. I get to do something I love. It has nothing to do with touchdowns or titles. Everybody bring it in. I get to play a part in the life of someone just starting out. How many of you think homework is just as important as teamwork? I help keep kids in school. Good. And that's the name of the game. My name is LaDainian Thomason. I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer. Live United.
Marcus Bagwell joins us with a look at our weather now. Marcus, for the first time this year this morning, I had to pull out the scraper and get frost off of my windshield. Is this a sign that winter weather is here?
Well, we have officially made that transition into the winter time with cooler weather over our area. We did start off with a low of 26 this morning, but our highs warmed up quite nicely. Look at this, a high of 51 here in Bowling Green today. 47 was our high in London, 45 also in Lexington, and 46 also in Cincinnati. We had a high of 50 down in Knoxville, Tennessee. Our current conditions here in Bowling Green here at the 6 o'clock hour, 44 degrees over our area. The humidity is at 45%. The winds are calm right now, which is good, and the pressures are 30.46 and rising. Our high today was 51 degrees here in Bowling Green. It was a chilly 26 degrees this morning. We're running about 10 degrees below our normal for this time of year. We had no precipitation fall today, and we are just under an inch of rainfall for the month of November. Here's a look at current temperatures now across the area. 41 in Louisville, 42 in Asheville, 53 in Columbia. And taking a look back to our west, we have 41 also in St. Louis, 45 in Springfield, and 46 in Little Rock. So it's going to be dropping, temperatures are going to be dropping this evening as we head on into the overnight hours. Here's a look at radar and satellite. We had a very nice day over our area, but we are watching a little bit of a disturbance that's coming out of the plains area. It's just cloud cover that's going to be moving on off to the east. That should die down as it heads on into the Ohio Valley area, and we're going to be staying dry and going to be staying cloud-free also, and our temperatures are going to be dropping as well. Now here's a look at your 36-hour forecast tonight. It's going to be mostly clear skies over our area. It will be mild over the area as we put this into motion. By 6 o'clock tomorrow morning, we're going to see temperatures at 8 o'clock in around the mid-20s, and some areas will be dropping into the low 20s as well. Now as we head on into the afternoon portion of Wednesday, it's going to be a very nice day, but we're still going to see chilly conditions one more time as we head on into the overnight hour. But then by Thursday morning, we're going to see high pressure begin to move back into the area, and we're going to see a temperature warm up across the area. Now tonight, 25 degrees. If you're headed to the basketball game tonight, make sure you bundle up. It will be cold as soon as you leave the gym tonight. Mostly clear skies. The winds will be out of the north at 5 miles an hour. Tomorrow we'll warm up to a high of 52. It will be a chilly start though, but mostly sunny skies will prevail as we head on into the afternoon. Your 5-day forecast will show a high of 54 on Thursday. The weekend looks wonderful with mostly sunny skies on Friday, and then on Saturday and Sunday we'll see temperatures in the upper 50s, and we could be seeing low 60s by the early part of next week to get started for your Thanksgiving, as temperatures will be remaining in the low 30s for overnight lows. Back to the anchor desk.
Thank you, Marcus. And now Johnny Pace joins us with a preview of sports. Johnny?
That's right. After the break, I'll tell you how Florida Atlantic swooped into town for an upset victory.
There are so many fun things we all can do to be healthier, no matter who you are or where you are. So let's move.
Well, here we go.
Let's stretch in the grass.
What a play!
Let's play tag.
Wow, unbelievable.
Let's jump up and down.
Oh, what a way to finish it.
And most of all, let's eat better so that we have the energy we need to play an hour a day, every day.
Everyone can play. Just go to letsmove.gov to learn more.
You realize that 49 million Americans struggle with hunger? That's 1 out of every 6 Americans. These people are around us every day. They're our friends, they're our coworkers, their kids go to school with our kids. Sometimes we're not even aware that they're struggling. This problem is closer than you think. So is the solution.
Play a role in ending hunger. Visit feedingamerica.org/hunger and find your local food bank.
Green, green, green. It's your home, it's your dream. Radon testing, keep it healthy and clean. Make it green, green, green.
Making it green starts from the ground up, so make sure the air in your home is healthy for your family to breathe. Test your home for the presence of radon. Go to epa.gov/radon.
Make it green, green, green.
Coming home can be hard if you're a veteran of Iraq or Afghanistan. You may feel like you're all alone, but you're not alone. At IAVA.org, your fellow vets are all around you. Join our free online community, get the resources you need, and connect to other vets who know where you're coming from. IAVA.org. We've got your back.
We can all be energy savers. It's easy. Turn off lights. Use energy-saving light bulbs. Turn off electronics and appliances when not in use. Make a change and we can really fly. Learn more at energy.gov/kids.
The Hilltoppers squandered their last chance to claim conference bragging rights with another home loss, this time at the hands, make that wings, of the Owls from Florida Atlantic. WKU came out with a first quarter TD drive, but the Owls soared back with a 24-7 run that gave them a 10-point edge in the fourth quarter. Turnovers proved costly as WKU lost that battle 4-1 behind 3 interceptions from K1 Jakes. The Tops also dropped the time of possession category for the first time in 20 contests. Coach Taggart weighed in on his team's struggles.
Guys, I really do believe not going to a bowl game last year is getting to our guys when things get tough and they want to get there. They know we have to have these games, you know. But we went in and said we're not going to make excuses. You know, we're not going to blame anyone. All this is on us. You know, we're playing the way we're playing, and that's on us. And sit back and pout and make excuses for the Birds. That's for losing.
The WKU volleyball team kicked off their conference finale Friday night by honoring their seniors. Graduating this year are Jordan Skinner and Sarah Rogers. Both had strong performances that night against Middle Tennessee. Skinner had 7 kills and a match-high 9 digs, as Rogers had 2 service aces and 5 digs. The Lady Toffers defeated MTSU within 3 sets, outscoring them by double digits in the first 2. This week, they rose to number 17 in the AVCA poll, which is a program best. The Hilltopper basketball team took to the hardwood on Saturday for their first official game of the season. They had their hands full at Southern Mississippi as the Golden Eagles led by as much as 14 in the second half. Continuing their method from last season, the Cardiac Tops stormed back to force overtime, where they would eventually fall short 67-64. And Tinseltown's most beloved sports team will have a new set of hands holding the clipboard and a new voice in the huddle. While most people were under the impression that Coach Phil Jackson would be making his 3rd rendezvous with the franchise, the team opted to select former Suns and Knicks coach Mike D'Antoni as their head man. Team officials felt that given the history between D'Antoni and a couple players on the roster, that he would be the best fit for the job. Due to a recent knee injury, it's unclear when D'Antoni will take over for interim coach Bernie Bickerstaff. And a couple coaches that many basketball fans are familiar with around here will be squaring off for the 2nd time in their careers tonight. Mike Krzyzewski and John Calipari coached against one another in 2005 when Coach K and the Blue Devils bested Calipari when he was with Memphis. Now with Kentucky, Coach Cal looks to even the score. The Wildcats lead the all-time series 11-8, but Duke has won 6 of the last 7. That game tips off tonight at 8:30 Central Time.
Well, Johnny, I think UK has some high expectations to fill this season after winning the national title. How do you think their season's going to go?
Those are some high expectations, but it's going to be rough. They've got a whole nother freshman class, just like Coach Cal likes to use, so he's going to have to get them adjusted and see where they can go with it from there.
Interesting.
Okay. Marcus Bagwell will have our last look at the forecast next.
How you doing? My name's Steve. My family's lived in this neighborhood for years. Recently, things got so tight, we had to go to our local food bank for help. I lost a lot of sleep worrying about what the neighbors might think. That is until I saw them there, too. How'd I do, Steve?
A little stiff. You could have done a little better.
What? Come on. You know, I have an Academy Award.
Yeah, but not for playing me.
Play a role in ending hunger. Visit feedingamerica.org/hunger and find your local food bank.
Well, I first started skating with my friend. He had an extra board, and then he just gave it to me, and I've been skating ever since. Well, when I don't land a trick and I have my mind set on something, and I'm not getting what I want, I just keep going for it until I get it right. My mom, she didn't go to college, so she wants me to experience that whole thing, and so I could end up getting like a good job. I think to get into college, I'll have to be determined, just like when I want to get a new trick, and skating's helped me realize I've got what it takes.
Marcus Bagwell joins us now with a final look at our forecast. Marcus?
Well, Jackie, this evening it's going to be a pretty chilly night across our area. Tonight's low is going to drop down to about 25 degrees overnight. Tomorrow we'll warm up to about 52 degrees. It will be chilly though to start. You'll definitely want to bundle up as you head off to those classes first thing in the morning. Tomorrow night we'll see another temperature drop of around 27 degrees, but the warm up is coming soon over our area. On Thursday we'll see a high of 54 with a 29-degree low, and then on Friday and Saturday and Sunday the weekend is going to be looking wonderful with temperatures into the mid to upper 50s. And then early indications are that next week is going to be looking good. We could see some temperatures into the 60s across our area. So it's going to be a very chilly night tonight, but it's going to warm up quite nicely over the next couple of days.
Yeah, we'll get better. And the football team, good weather for them this weekend?
Well, they're out of town this weekend. They're in Louisiana. So our weather around here isn't going to affect them a whole lot.
Even warmer there, I'm sure.
Right, exactly.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Hopefully they can send some of that here.
Yes.
We're going to need it.
That's right.
Well, that's all the time we have for tonight. Thanks for making News Channel 12 your source for news.
Have a good night.